Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Be It Till You See It interview recap, where my co-host in life, Brad, and I are going to dig into the super fun convo I had with my really good friend Erica Hood in our last episode. If you haven't yet listened to that interview, feel free to pause this now, go back and listen to that one, and then come back and join us. Or be like me, listen to this, see how much you love it, and then go back knowing like all the good stuff. That's how I like to do this.
You know.
Yeah. Just read the end first. Okay. But first, Brad, we had an audience question to respond to.
I believe we did.
Oh, yeah. So, what do we do for fun? That's what they want to know. They want to know what we do for fun.
Fun? We don't have fun.
Well, I think we're super fun, but it's a really interesting question coming out of COVID. I feel like we made a lot of things fun during COVID. We had to get really creative. Like, we made watching every nighttime TV show the day after a good time because we don't have a TV. But now that COVID is, kind of
slowly, riding off into the sunset.
Yeah, or at least letting us go out in the world. I feel like we have a lot of fun things we've got planned.
Yeah, I think. Well, the reality is that while COVID is starting to be handled here in the U.S., but not internationally, and I think what we used to do for fun was travel. Yeah. And so since our travel has been extremely curtailed for the past year.
Understatement of the year.
What have we been doing for fun has been we moved, and so now we have a house to turn into our home.
Yeah.
That has been a lot of the fun that we've been having while we've been staying inside.
Yeah, because we've actually been nesting and decorating. You're on a cactus mission.
Oh, I am on a cactus mission. And by the way, if you are watching this on YouTube, you can see our podcast room. Our office is finally taking shape. We've got fun things hanging behind us, such as guitars and things.
Well, pretty soon, one of my things will be hung up. I'm very excited for... stay tuned, YouTubers. What is behind me will change, and I'm very stoked about that. But yeah, I think right now what we do for fun is very different than what we used to do for fun, and very much of a period fun thing, because as soon as we can get out in our van... Yeah, we have a van, y'all. Right now, it is not hashtag van life. It's definitely hashtag cargo van life, but it's gonna be van life, and that's gonna be worth taking out and going to all the national parks and having a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we've taken a few trips with the van. In fact, just last week I did a 1,100-mile drive. No, this week.
Well, when they listen to it, it's another week, but it's fine.
1,100 miles. Drove up over the mountains, like through Yosemite to Northern California, and then came back down the 5 and came under the mountains through the Mojave, through Death Valley to get back to, I guess it was the Mojave actually, to get back to Vegas. Anyway, so driving, I know that's weird to say that's fun, but I love being on the road. I love moving around. And so
we love packing a suitcase. Yeah. Unpacking, not so fun for us, but packing it and taking it with us places, we have so much fun doing that. And stay tuned. As soon as we can, we'll take this show on the road. Pop-up tours can come back, babe.
Pop-up tours can come back.
Who wants a
can
pop-up
come back.
class?
I mean, all the things.
Pilates pop-up class. Tell us on the gram where we should pop up first.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got that van, and it fits a mattress, so we're there. All right, well, that's what we do for fun. Thank you for that question. If you have more questions for us, put them in our Instagram at beitpod and let us know. We'll answer it here for you. Real quick, you may not know this, may not know what you want right now, but prioritizing your time for yourself is the utmost importance. That is a Brad word, but it is true. It is the utmost importance. And I do that through my Pilates practice. It is how I make sure that I've prioritized me in everything that I do. And I want to offer you a free class with me over at onlinepilatesclasses.com/beit. That's onlinepilatesclasses.com/BEIT.
All right, now let's talk about Erica Hood.
I really love your voice.
Well, that's good.
It's like a total radio voice. It's so good. Anyways, let's talk about Erica Hood.
Erica, if you aren't familiar with Erica, she is the creator and founder of Hood Fit, a women's-based fitness company focusing on moving to the rhythm, connecting to our minds, body, and soul by moving to some amazing music with the beat. You'll find intense cardio bar workouts from her, and she is a fellow dog lover, and she owns her business. She also owns her business with her husband, whose name is Jordan, and they live in Palm Springs now. We've had the chance to get to know them over the past couple of years before both couples left LA.
Yeah, we when she and I met, you were working with me a little bit, like on the retreat side of things, and like I would ask you to do things on my website. But as she and I have gotten to know each other, now we both work with our husbands, and we all four moved during COVID. We're like, bye LA, because her apartment, like, neighbors were not okay with, like, literally the first week of COVID, Zoom dance cardio
Could you imagine?
classes.
Yeah, could you imagine being a neighbor of someone who's like, okay, now let's move.
Yeah, and you know what? Because I know what she teaches, and because of our apartment, it's the same thing. Like, there's a fan in the middle, and you're living this tiny place in LA, which you never thought was tiny until you're in COVID, and then you're like, oh, so I'm supposed to teach from here. And if I do jumping jacks, I have to move back a foot so that I don't hit the fan. But if I want to do push-ups, I got to move forward. It's too much, y'all. Yeah. And so they moved to Palm Springs, we moved to Las Vegas, and we text each other all the time to see whose temperature is hotter.
Yeah, it's true. They usually win.
They do. I'm okay with that.
Usually hotter.
I'm okay with that.
Which is pretty bananas.
Okay, so let's talk about this interview, because what I loved about this interview is the moment when she and I realized when we became friends at this one event. And so you have to listen to that story because it's really fun. But she talked a lot about having to do messy actions and having to have good people around you. And this is cool. So y'all, she found confidence to start a business that she had never done before. She never been her own boss after sharing her fears with her husband. And I really resonated with that, because I tell you all the time, like, oh my God, I'm really nervous about this. And then you're like a sage and you go, I don't know, why you're so scared. This is the normal thing that you do all the time. But
you did share that story also in last episode's pod as well. But I think you give me a lot of credit. I think that together we definitely help each other.
Well, that's true. That's true. So anyways, I really liked it, because even if you're listening to this and you're like, well, that's fine, LL, I don't have a husband to share or a partner to share my fears with. Okay, so go back to having good people around you and literally look at the people who are in your lives. And if you feel like they're not the most supportive people that are super inspiring, I have a challenge for you to write down who you wish was in your life and then go find them. And it's really hard when you're an adult to make friends. We've moved to Vegas, and it's weird to make new friends. I totally am okay. Hi, I'm Lesley.
We started with our neighbors.
Yeah, we did. And they're lovely, thank goodness. So I would say, my coach recently told me to do this as well. Write down, who are the people, what are the values of the people that you wish were around you that you could share these fears with? Yeah. If you can picture them, then you can be it till you see it with those relationships too.
That's right.
All right. Well, what do you love that she said?
She said something real quick. She said you have to step outside of your comfort zone to invest in yourself. And And that made me remember when I was really driven, when I was younger, to learn, grow, succeed, sell, whatever. I was willing to be dedicated. I was hell bent on it. I was like studying books and reading and listening to tapes and watching, movie clips and like listening to speakers and stuff, really trying to move forward. But I realized as I was thinking about this that I was uncomfortable already because I was, in my teens and I was living with my parents and I wanted to get out and go do the things. And, when you get to college, it's not exactly comfortable either because you never have enough money and all the things. So you're really, really willing to go chase something. And then, as we establish ourselves and we get kind of into a groove, a life groove with our family and kids and friends and dogs and all the things, I think it's easy to become complacent. And in order to invest in ourselves, we have to step outside of that routine that we've created for ourselves. I mean, and it could be that we're spending, more time watching TV, or I know we eat dinner and watch TV. So the only time we ever give ourselves to do that, we don't really have movie nights and hardly, or anything like that. But it's also easy to keep watching the show instead of walking the dogs or whatever, and so if you do that for too long, suddenly 6 months, a year has gone by and you're like, wow, okay, I don't feel like I moved forward. I've just gotten in this rut.
Yeah, I understand that a lot. I think one of the reasons moving to Vegas was so great is that I needed to be uncomfortable. I felt like I was if I'm supposed to be doing all these things that are going to grow this company, I can't be in this I know the walk home takes me 15 minutes. This is where I get my Starbucks. Even during COVID, it's open. I needed I don't have a gym. I don't have friends. I have to really step up more. And so I don't know that I literally knew that I'm we need to move so I can get uncomfortable. But I'm kind of glad we did because it's been helpful in actually propelling things forward.
Yeah, when you change your environment, when you change that routine, it actually allows you, it forces you to reconsider life. It forces you to reconsider, your path, where you're currently going. And that's really when you begin to invest in yourself again. And it's when you're uncomfortable because you've swapped up what was just easy to do.
Yeah, I'm in love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think I thought that was really awesome, and I know the two of you didn't discuss that too much during the pod, so I really wanted to cover that here. But let's talk about the beit action items. What bold, executable, intrinsic, or targeted action items can we take away from your convo with her? And the one thing that jumped out to me, she said that manifesting is good, but take the action. And I never really said it so succinctly before, but I have a really good friend of mine who we would always tease for going back to school and continuing to educate and it's it's amazing. It's holy cow, you got degrees and you got all this extra stuff, but it's what are you going to go do with that? And the conceptualizing and the planning and the strategy and all the stuff, but now it's been 15 years and it's okay, go do it now. Let's go get that happening. So I think that thinking about it, I'm all about a plan ahead of time, but you gotta take action at some point.
This is okay. So there's a girl, her name's Samantha Skelly, and I heard on another podcast, I heard her say, or someone quoted her saying, information without integration equals constipation. And that's going to be a mantra. Y'all, that has to be repeated. Share it to your friends, because it really is something like super important, because I think a lot of people, especially if you have an imposter syndrome where you don't feel like you know enough, you'll manifest and then you'll realize, oh, I need to know more. So then you go and learn more, but you're actually not taking action. You're making the learning more like seem like it's an action step, but it's really like a hidden non-action step, because you got to just take the action and actually doing the thing that you want. So anyways.
Say it one more time.
Oh, information without integration equals constipation. Thank you, Samantha Skelly. Maybe we'll get her on here someday, because we said that.
Maybe.
Be it till you see it.
I love it. All right, well, I love that. I think that's hilarious and also profound. What about you?
That was profound. I'll give you a profound on that. So my biggest takeaway, okay, she gave a formula, like a prep formula for taking messy action, which I feel like we haven't had anyone do a prep formula. And I also love this because it is like a very intrinsic beit tip. And so we've had a lot of bold tips, a lot of executable tips, but like not a intrinsic tip. So here it is. She had a formula to take prep from taking messy action. 1 is starting in a deep rooted place. Y'all gotta get inside and like gotta get to know yourself, right? So number 2 is you have to get right with yourself, like knowing who you are. And this might mean getting therapy. This might mean journaling. This might mean asking your friends, like, what are your favorite things about me? Or what are some things that you love about me? Like, get to know yourself. And that can be very uncomfortable, but that goes back to the other takeaway we've talked about. And then number 3, knowing what your mission is, values are, your passion is. That's what drives you. This will allow you to take action. So you have to start in a deep-rooted place. You have to get right with yourself and know what your mission is. And here's the thing, like mission can be your why. Values, like Google, like core values, and like pick 5 that really resonate with you. Because when you don't feel comfortable, like when you are a little nervous, feeling imposter syndrome, feeling like you're not ready to show up for yourself and take this action yet, if you know why you're doing it, that is going to help propel you forward when you're scared.
I think there's no question about that. I think also your values are really going to come from knowing yourself, right? That deep-rooted place that she's talking about. It's almost as if 1 and 2 kind of should be merged together. The deep-rooted place is when you know yourself. Like when you have a foundation and you know what you're doing, why you're doing it, it's going to give you that confidence. I think also too, she said earlier, surrounding herself with good people also gives you that confidence to allow you to go take action. But again, manifesting is good, but take the action, right? So even if you're not 1000% sure you're going the right way, I think when you get started, it'll become clear really quickly. In fact, I think, you covered that a couple episodes ago with Rob Mack too, where he talked about you don't need to see the whole staircase, you just need to see the first step, right? And once, but if you know what, who you are and why you want to go do what you want to do, then it's going to that is your solid foundation to go take messy action from. You might not understand the exact specifics of what you need to do yet, but you're going to figure that out, and that's that messy action.
Yeah, well, because it puts you on the line, like you were like actually putting yourself on the line, as opposed to like, this is a hopeful wish, like you do a birthday wish and you save it for yourself, like the whole thing, like don't tell anyone it won't come true. And I'm like, I'm going to tell people because that's how it comes true.
Yeah.
If people don't know what you want, they can't help you get it. How do you think I got you?
I think you told me. Oh, wait a minute.
Well, that's true, but I actually told people what I wanted, and
did.
People are how we met.
People are how we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
All right. Well, love, this is great.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. We are so grateful you're here. How are you going to use these tips in your life? Let us know by sending us a DM to the pod on IG. That's @beitpod. Also, just screenshot this and tag us in your stories with what you're going to do, because that's going to inspire the people around you. And guess what? If some of them DM you back and go, I'm doing that too, you just found the people that you want to be spending your time with. And we'll catch you on the next episode. Until then, be it till you see it.
Cheers.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day. Be It Till You See It is a production of As the Crows Fly Media.
It's written, produced, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell.
Kevin and Belle at Disenyo handle all of our audio editing and some social media content.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to our designer Jaira Mondal for creating all of our visuals, which you can't see because this is a podcast, and our digital producer Jay Pedroso for editing all the video each week so you can.
And to Meredith Crowell for keeping us all on point and on time.